Bonjour mes amis, je m'appelle Tito, je fais des vidéos sur les finances personnelles sur mon autre chaîne, mais sur cette chaîne, je parle d'autre chose comme aujourd'hui où je vais revoir le film Tout le monde aime Jenifa, aka Everybody Loves Jenifa.
When something strange happens in her neighborhood, it causes Jenifa to reevaluate some of her life choices. Everybody Loves Jenifa is directed by Tunde Olaoye and Funke Akindele.
Now, first of all, guys, I have to apologize for not being consistent with my reviews. You see, on the 11th of December, the national grid collapsed in Nigeria, right? And since then, electricity in my area has been terrible. Like, I barely even have power to sleep with at night. They bring it really late at night. They take it really early in the morning. And it's just been like that for like over a week now. So it's been hard for me to get myself together to do a review. In fact, I just got back home from a meeting right now, hence why I look a bit different. I met power and I said, okay, let me just film this review because, you know, if I wash my face, take off my clothes, otilo, I'll probably doze off and this review won't get done. So I just decided, let me try and do the review now. So this review will not be perfect, but given the circumstances, please just take it like that, okay? Now let's talk about this particular review and how I'm going to tackle this review of Everybody Loves Jenifa. I need to give you guys a little bit of context. This time last year, I reviewed A Tribe Called Judah, another Funke Akindele film. And for those of you who are around back then or who've been around long enough, you'll know that Fan, which is Funke Akindele's movie or filmmaking production company, essentially, right? They reported me to YouTube. They got YouTube to take that review down, and I got issued a strike from YouTube. For those of you who don't know, if a YouTube channel gets issued 3 strikes, that channel is gone forever. So, you know, I got reported by Fan and issued a strike from Funke Akindele's people. So that was a rough time last year. It was a whole thing. I think I did a couple of videos around that. You can click the card in the corner of the screen to check out that video. But with that in mind, I'm going to be very careful about how I treat or tackle this review of Everybody Loves Jenifa, because I know once again, Funke Akindele's company or maybe even Funke Akindele herself are watching or will watch this review. Hello. So yes, I will be very careful. I will not put video clips of this movie in this review because Funke Akindele did a video on Instagram and said anyone who pirates her film, she's going to call police for them and get them locked up. So I will not say or do anything that I feel may put me in trouble with Funke Akindele or get her to report me to YouTube so that YouTube will not issue me another strike, because I'm not trying to enter 2025 with that drama all over again. So I'll be very, very guided and very guarded as I review this film, Everybody Loves Jenifa. It's going to be tough because there are things I want to say, but hey, we'll figure it out. We'll cross the finish line somehow. All that said, let's dive into it, beginning with the performances. Okay, if I didn't say it before, this review will be spoiler-free because Everybody Loves Jenifa is currently showing in cinemas. So go and see it in cinemas. I will not be giving away spoilers in this review. Funke Akindele, she plays the title character Jenifa in this movie, a character that she first played over 20 years ago, and she played the character in the first movie, in the second movie, and in a number of seasons of the series, because I think after the second movie they started the series and they've run that for several seasons, and she reprises the role of Jenifa in this third movie, Everybody Loves Jenifa. Funke Akindele does a good job. I think the character Jenifa comes so naturally to her, and it's probably her most loved character of all the characters she's created through the years. People love that character, Jenifa. In the early 2000s, it was everyone loved. I'm sorry I'm saying everyone loves, but this film is aptly named because everyone loves Jenifa and everyone loved Jenifa in the early 2000s. And I think back then people were actually worried that Jenifa, like that Funke Akindele couldn't really do much else aside from play Jenifa, but she's since proved everyone wrong because she's done a number of things and played a number of iconic characters through the years, but she's returned to this character that a lot of people first saw her play or, you know, fell in love with her with. She's funny in this film. I think that's what I'm trying to say. She's funny, she's adorable, she's natural in the role. It's, you know, the same Jenifa character that we've all come to know and love. This girl from, I think, the village who comes from like a rural or unsophisticated background and really wants to make it big in the city and wants to live that city girl life. But her I don't know, her habits and her personality just betray her because she's just, her uncultured past or tendencies or behaviors just keep on popping up in her life. And she's constantly at odds with that in the films and in the series, I think. Anyway, long story short, Funke Akindele did a good job as expected in this film. Let's talk about Falz, who plays Shege, another really beloved character from the series, right? Yeah, because I don't think Falz, he wasn't in the second movie that came out many years ago. He plays Shege, almost like the male version of Jenifa. He's this young chap who loves Jenifa and is trying to make things work with her. That's what he was doing in the series and kind of, what he does in the movie as well. They're trying to make things work in their relationship, and Falz was really good. He plays that character so well. He was in his elements. He was hilarious. He delivered his lines and his punchlines really well. Some of my funniest moments in the film were scenes he was in, and he was just really fantastic. Another actor that shared many of his scenes with Falz was Layi Wasabi. And lots of people are looking forward to seeing this film because of Layi Wasabi, and he didn't disappoint either. He plays the character Rexy, and like I said, this is a spoiler-free review, so I'm not going to tell you. His character's name is Rexy, but I won't tell you who he was in the film for fear of Funke Akindele. Rexy is in the film, and Rexy is played by Layi Wasabi, and he has lots of scenes with Falz. I'll leave it at that. And he was really funny. His scenes, too, are some of my favorites in the movie. Moving on to Stan Nze. Stan plays a character called Lobster. Well, they give him the nickname Lobster, but I don't think that's his real name. And what can I say about Lobster? I can't say much, but I can talk about Stan's performance. Stan's performance was good. Stan always delivers. Stan was actually in the last film that I reviewed, if I remember correctly, Suspicion. But he's very stylish in this film. He's very, for the most part, he's, a level-headed chap. And he was good. He was good. Next, Nancy Isime, whose birthday was recently. Nancy Isime turned 33 and it was all over Instagram, and she bought herself a magnificent, lovely house. Happy birthday, Nancy Isime. She plays Olivia in this film, a young lady who, I can't talk about the character. She plays a young lady called Olivia in this film. She does well. She looks good. And her acting was really good. She shows, a range of emotions in this film. Emotions that I'm not really used. Well, one particular emotion that I don't think I've seen from Nancy Isime in a while. So she does well in the film. This is going to be a tough review. If I can't talk about these characters for fear of getting reported to YouTube, this is going to be a tough one. But we're halfway there. We're more than halfway there. Who else was in this film? Bisola Ayeola. Let me end with Bisola Ayeola. Bisola plays a character called Madame Baci. And she's brilliant as Madame Baci. One of the best performances in the film, if you ask me. And a very different type of character from any other character I've ever seen Bisola play. And this Bisola playing Madame Baci, if you've seen the trailer, you can tell that Madame Baci is like a slightly older lady. Watching Bisola play this character reminded me of how good an actor and how dynamic an actor Bisola Ayeola is. Bisola has range. It's just that, because of the scripts she gets, perhaps, or the roles she's given, we tend to see her in, some very familiar type of roles or archetypes, so to speak. But this was very different from anything I've ever seen Bisola do in the past, and she did it really, really well. So the performances in this film are really good. There are lots of other actors in this film, as is the custom with Funke Akindele films. She has the power to get A-listers. Any actor that Funke Akindele wants in Nigeria, she can get in her film. Tope Tedela is in the film. Omowunmi Dada is in the film. Veekee James made a cameo in the film. So did Hilda. Who else is in this movie? Jide Kosoko is in the film. Patience Ozokwo is in the movie. It's star-studded, as you know, because you guys have seen all the marketing and press for this film. So yeah, the performances were all right, for this film. Ce que j'ai aimé. The production design in this film was quite good. Things looked visually pleasing in the movie, and I liked that. Also, the costuming and the wardrobe looked really good. The characters looked very well styled. Sometimes I felt they were a bit too styled, right? It looked like they were just a bit too fashionable. But by and large, I loved the costumes in this movie. Finally, this film had some funny moments. Like I mentioned earlier, I really enjoyed the scenes that Falz and Layi Wasabi were in. And yeah, there are a few funny moments here and there as well in this movie. Ce que je n'ai pas aimé. The editing, first and foremost, in this film. You see, there are cuts in the movie that just felt so sudden, so abrupt. You know, you'd feel like the scene wasn't done yet, but all of a sudden they just cut it and move on to another scene. And that was a bit jarring sometimes. And yeah, it didn't let the storytelling of the movie flow as smoothly as it could have. Next, the film felt like it dragged at a few points. You know, it just felt like, okay, they're just dragging their feet. I mean, if you've seen the trailer, and what I'm about to say is in the trailer, so technically it's not a spoiler. Fingers crossed. There's a carnival in this film, right? And the whole carnival portion of the film kind of felt like it dragged. And one or two other portions of the film too felt like they dragged. I didn't like that. I've mentioned the random. Okay, no, I haven't mentioned the randomness. A few things felt a bit random in this film. Like, all of a sudden, things would just happen or characters would just be introduced, you know, and you'd be like, okay, so I'd be scratching my head like, okay, so who is this person or what's going on now? Or why is this character? There's one character that did something. I was like, okay, so why did they do that? What was the reason for that? Finally, there are one too many subplots in this film. And there's nothing wrong with having subplots in a film or in a story, to be honest. But typically, they flow or bleed into or merge into one another seamlessly. They make sense. You know, they fit, right? But the subplots in this film, yeah, it didn't really fit like that, you know? And yeah, I was just... Plus, the many subplots and things feeling random, those at a point, those two things, they kind of merged to frustrate my life. Qui devrait le voir? See Everybody Loves Jenifa if you're a fan of Funke Akindele's. Although if you're a fan of Funke Akindele's, you don't need me to tell you to go and see Everybody Loves Jenifa, right? If you're a fan of the numerous stars in this film, i.e. Falz, Layi Wasabi, Isime, Tunde, Omowunmi, Dada, all of them, right? If you're fans of theirs, I guess you want to see this film as well. Finally, if you want to see a record-breaking film, because as usual, Funke Akindele's movies, you know, they top the charts, they break records. They break the records of the previous film that she put out, right? And I think this film has already done that. I think it has the highest opening weekend or highest opening week of the year 2024 and did more in its opening week or weekend than A Tribe Called Judah did last year. So if you want to watch a record-breaking film and, you know, history being made and all that jazz, then go and see this film, Everybody Loves Jenifa. In conclusion, though, not my cup of tea. I'm not the target audience for this film. I had to come to terms with that. You see, Everybody Loves Jenifa is a franchise that's been around for years and it has a loyal fan base, right? I'm just not a part of that fan base. And somebody brought that to my attention after I kind of talked about the film and how it wasn't what I expected, right? They said, you know, Tito, maybe you know you're not like the target audience for this film. And she was right. This film resonates more with people who are not like me. Let me not describe, you know, the type of person I'm talking about, but people who are not necessarily like me. And that's fine. I just was hoping that, seeing as this is the movie version of this very popular franchise, which as part of that franchise, there's a series. Since this was the third movie, I was hoping that, you know how Mr. Bean, years and years ago, he had the series and then there was the Bean movie, right? And not just that, there are other series that they did a movie for the franchise or whatever, and it kind of satisfied the fans of the series and as well as people who never watched the series. It satisfied both audiences. I don't know if this film did a good job of satisfying people who haven't been watching the series or who haven't been watching Jenifa for years. And it could have done that. It could have been done a bit more or been more intentional with the writing and the storytelling to appeal to people like me who haven't been following the franchise for years and who aren't too familiar with the world of Jenifa. At the end of the day, the movie felt like they fused like 4 or 5 episodes of the series into a 2-hour movie, you know, but it will still do numbers. People will still see it. I think a lot of people who like me haven't been following the series will be surprised, you know, that that it wasn't what they expected. Long story short, I'm rambling and I have things to do. I need to wind this down. I give this film, Everybody Loves Jenifa, this highly anticipated film from Nollywood by Funke Akindele. I give it 1.5 Jollof over 5, 1.5. Guys, if you enjoyed this review, I want you to please like it by clicking on the like button and subscribe to this channel as well by clicking on the black subscribe button. On this channel, I don't just review Nollywood movies. I also talk about other things. Guys, stay focused, follow me, stay with me. I know your mind is still stuck on the Jollof ratings. Come back, follow me, I'm going somewhere. To check out some of my other reviews and other things I've done, you can click the card in the corner of the screen. I have lots of other reviews coming out, fingers crossed, right? A Heart on the Line, a new series on Blue TV here on YouTube came out. I've seen episode 1, I was at the premiere. A Christmas in Lagos, coming out on the 20th of December. Jade Oshiberu's film. I've seen it, I was at the premiere. I should be reviewing that too. A Thin Line, Mercy Aigbe's movie. Alakada Reload, Bad and Bougie. Alakada, Bad and Bougie coming out on the 20th as well. AY's movie, The Waiter, coming out. There's so many movies. I saw Biodun Stevens' series, Rose and Ivy, I saw that recently. I'm going to review that. I have at least 5 reviews that I need to put out there in the next 4 to 5 weeks, if not sooner. Just anyway, look out for those reviews. God help me to do them, and to put them out there. Watch them, like them, share them. And that will encourage me to keep on, showing up and doing all these reviews for you guys. Thank you guys for looking out for me, for checking for me, for asking me for these reviews. I've been seeing the comments. Thank you so much. Shout out to Debbie. Debbie, shout out to you. You really made my day on, I think that was Saturday. You really made my day. It was lovely to meet you. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Funke Akindele and fan, I really hope I stayed within the lines. I speak only for myself. I'm not speaking for the majority of, anyone else. This film is still going to do fantastic numbers. I don't think I've discouraged anyone from seeing this film. I've only spoken about my own feelings about the film. Please do not report me to YouTube. Do not get YouTube to give me a strike. Do not take it the wrong way. This is just, it's not even criticism. It's just feedback. It's just how I felt about the movie. But at worst, it's constructive criticism, kind of. But please do not take offense to what I said. Do not take action against me. I've tried my best to stay within the lines and to not offend you guys so that, you guys don't have any reason to report me to YouTube or to be upset with me. I don't think that just because I'm not a raving fan and I didn't love the film, I don't feel that makes me a bad person. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, essentially. And I've tried to be very diplomatic and very, very respectful in my delivery of this review. So please, I hope I hope we're cool. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Take care.